Congress had been meeting in Philadelphia, but when the British captured the city in September of 1777, they had to flee and eventually ended up here in York. Though Philadelphia was under British control, George Washington had spies in and around the city to keep an eye on British troop movements, supplies, and other preparations. The group of people passing this information to General Washington was known as the Clark Spiring. The man that led and organized this ring was Major John Clark, who was from right here in York. The activities of this ring inspired the organization of other and some better-known spy rings, like the Culper Ring in New York. Spies of this period used invisible ink, ciphers and codes, and other methods to hide their messages in plain sight, and I'm going to show you some of those today. First, let's take a look at invisible ink. Chemical inks were developed at this time that would be clear until you either treat them with heat or apply another chemical that would reveal the message. Though some more common items were also used as invisible ink, like milk, citrus juices like lemon and lime, vinegars, and other liquids. Secret messages could be hidden in the blank pages and margins of books, or by writing between the lines of an already existing letter. Ciphers like this one created a code so that even if the enemy intercepted your message, they wouldn't be able to read it. If you'd like to write a message using a cipher, you can download one from our website. Masks were another simple way that a message could be hidden. The simple letter written to somebody's brother. My dear brother, life here in Philadelphia continues quite comfortable, especially now that the king's troops have arrived to restore order. I must thank you for the gift that you made me of 15 yards of fine yellow silk. I've begun to look quite shabby, as many merchant companies have gone out of business for want of goods. I shall have it made up into a new gown next week. It is just in time as we are entertaining some of the officers. Many are planning evening entertainments now, and I am looking forward to movement through acceptable society again, unbothered by upstarts and rebels. I hope the war will be over by spring, and that we may gather to celebrate victory together. God save the king. And this might sound like a letter from a loyalist, but if we use a mask, we reveal a hidden message. Philadelphia, troops arrived, 15 companies, officers planning movement through spring. So we're passing on a secret message hidden in plain sight. Messages could also be hidden, literally. They could be written on very small pieces of paper, rolled up, stuffed into the hollow parts of quill pens. In Philadelphia, a woman named Lydia Darrow would listen to the British officers and the things that they talked about. She would then write the messages on small pieces of paper, fold them up very small, and hide them under cloth-covered buttons. She'd then sew these onto her son's coat and have him pass the messages on.
Sometimes codes were developed using household items. In New York, a woman named Anna Strung would use her laundry to communicate. If there was a message to be picked up, she would hang out a black petticoat. And then the number of handkerchiefs she hung out on her clothesline would tell the rest of the ring where the message was located.
Spies during the Revolutionary War used creative and innovative ways to pass messages in secret. Major George Beckwith, the British chief of intelligence during the Revolutionary War, said, "Washington did not really outfight the British, he outspied us." Remember to visit our website for instructions on how to make and use invisible ink and to download and print your own disc cipher.